All right, we're back. Um, Piggy Bank Pick Show. It's December 2nd, 2022. Um, Honestly, kind of an underwhelming day, but some good bets on the board in my opinion. Some shit I'll be looking at. Um, let's do college basketball. I feel like we can actually get through it pretty quickly because some of these are some stinkers. Um, so the early game, Bryant. Um, yeah, I don't and I don't ever want to lay that many points with like subdivision teams because it's just like you don't have the same gauge of how good are these guys in my opinion. So that's not really the way that I want to look for a bet. So I'm laying off of it, but Bryant is probably gonna blow them out. If not, maybe Brown wins. Who knows? But Bryant will probably blow them out. I wouldn't fade him. Wake Forest, Clemson. This line is such a trap, and I just got trapped by Arizona last night, so I'm laying my cards down, and I'm letting whoever wants to be on Wake, Clemson be on it. But I like Wake. I just think Clemson's garbage. Campbell, East Carolina. I like East Carolina. Uh, Campbell is decent, but they lost a lot of production, and that's not. Um, that line's kind of a because East Carolina lost to the South Carolina State, so I think the odds you go with ECU are just kind of nice. Uh, I'm gonna skip some of these. Harvard, UMass. Um, this line seems fishy, so I mean another game I might have to stay away from. But in my opinion, Harvard is just like um, they're nothing you'll hear about, but they'll cover games like these. I feel like they're actually like pretty decent cover teams. So I'm not an especially large fan of laying points against the good Ivies. Um, I just want to see who they've played. So when you look at these games, they absolutely shit on Holy Cross, lost to Fordham, beat Loyola Chicago, beat Siena, and beat Northeastern. It's a really bad schedule. And you look at UMass, like a win against USF, win against Charlotte, win against Murray State, win against Colorado, lost to Towson. There's just no way that you would expect this line to be 1.5. So I think you just got to stay away at that point. Um, Moving on down. Pitt, NC State. Listen, man, I was gonna be on NC State and put the money down last night at 8.5 because I thought that line was ridiculous because I knew it opened at 7.5 or something like that. I was like, I've got to be on this. And then I was like, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow when I feel like looking at numbers and shit. And I shouldn't have. It's at 10. And I guarantee you they cover that number too. I'll be taking the 9.5 at this point. It just seems too too easy. Um Pitt's miserable. Even with what's his name? Hughley. Like he played 14 minutes in the last one, didn't really do anything. Um, he played 25 minutes in the one before that, scored 16. I mean, I'm assuming he'll make them better, but oh man, or like NC State's good. I can't believe it, but they're good. So if you go over, I've said this on this show before. Jarkel Joyner was a great pickup. They got him from Ole Miss. He's a fifth-year senior now. So they also have a spicy tea or whatever they call him, Turquavion. This dude's just a bucket getter. So I mean, he'll be in the draft. Casey Morsell is just like an absolute breakout. This dude is averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds. Senior guard that's been on the team, but he's just amazing now. And then another good guard, a 6'8" forward, slash guard that they scooped from LaSalle, Jack Clark. So all of that on top of having DJ Burns, this guy from Serbia, Dusan Mahoricic, who I said something about in an earlier episode. Like, it's a deep team, bro. They're very good. I don't think Pitt's going to be able to get much inside. And I all around just like, I'm not a fan of Pitt. So moving on from there, Towson, I like the 20. Towson has bucket getters. So Nick Timberlake is going to sauce these kids. LIU is really bad. They lose by 20 like every game, it feels like. The 10-point loss to South Dakota, you call it what you want, bro. Those guys are ass. So I'm on Towson. You do you, but I'm on Towson. Seems fitting for a team to beat LIU by 20 again. Moving down, UNC versus App in Charlotte. They don't have fans though, so I don't know, man. Apparently UNC is good, but they score 65 points a game, so I just don't really understand what the hell is going on here. But App State like plays a bunch of like boo-boo teams, so it's just like I don't understand why people are on App at all. Like they lost to Furman, they beat ETSU, but ETSU is like these are ETSU's win. A 22-point win over Subdivision, a 13-point win over Elon, 4-point loss to Louisiana, an 8-point win against Little Rock, a 7-point loss to Tennessee Tech, lost to App State, lost to Georgia by 15. Like I'm just I don't know. My point with this is like that's the competition that is taking App State deep, and ETSU's garbage. So with the talent level that's able to get deep into games with App, like I'm a little worried that their offense doesn't even have the numbers to beat Charlotte. But if Charlotte's gonna win this game, I mean, why would they win by 7? I like they just don't score. So 7 seems like a lot. In a game where you're scoring 65, that means you're holding your opponent to like, in the 50s. So if you're banking on 58 to 65 ish type of game, Vegas has the over under at 129. So about no, that's the wrong game. 122.5. Yeah. So they have this is like exactly what I was saying, like a 62 to 55. No. 67 to 52. 69 to 62. Here you go. Baylor Gonzaga. I like the Zags, man. But I'm worried about the guard play for Baylor. The guard play is too good for Baylor, which worries me. But at the same time, here's my thing. Gonzaga beat Xavier, which is a good team, in my opinion, right? They lost to Purdue, but I think Purdue surprised everyone in that game, including Gonzaga, and just took their doors off. And Purdue like kicked their way into that like top 5 in college with that win. So they beat up on Portland State, not a great win or anything. Beat up on University of Kentucky. So that's an impressive game. And then everyone's just scarred by this Texas game, saying they're not good. Like, they're not good. Baylor's lost to Marquette and beat UCLA. So I'm low on UCLA. I'm extremely low on Texas compared to everyone else. So both teams worry me. So one thing I will say, this over opened at like 164. And I was like, makes sense. And then I was like, dude, that would be like an 82-82. You're talking about an 84-80 win? These games are never that high, man. Like, I don't remember the exact score of the championship. Let's look. It was 86-70. That seems like a lot of points. That wasn't even 164 though. So I'm looking at the under in that one. 161 right now for me, I believe. Let me look. But like yeah, like I said, and in the I know that was probably a little bit more of a grinded out game, and this one will be, but like I don't think either of these teams have the chops right now to just run up and down the floor. That doesn't seem like a good plan for them. So I'm not a fan of saying that these teams are each going to be able to get close to 80. I mean, I think they're going to be either Gonzaga gets to 80 or Baylor gets to 80, but that's not 160. So, give me the under in that one. I'm liking that. I still have it at 161. Um, Colgate, Auburn. Give me Colgate plus the 13.5. Auburn is stinky. Auburn is so stinky. And here's my thing. They are not an offensive team anymore because they don't have good players. Yeah. I said that. Listen. Johnny Broom. This man is great. I'm not saying he's a bad basketball player. Hear me out. 40% from the field. This guy averages 10 and 8. That's great. That's amazing. But when you average 40% from the field, so your number one scorer averages 42% from the field. Your number two scorer is 40. Your three is 37. And their heights 5'11", 6 foot, and then Johnny Broom at 6'10". So you have the most inefficient big man in the country at this point, I suppose. I mean, can he shoot threes? Not really. So if you're not concerned, I don't know why you're not. This team doesn't look good. So yeah, man. You do it. You say what you want to say. Alan Flanagan isn't good at basketball anymore, apparently, either, which is another insane thing. So this is a guy who averaged 14 points his sophomore year, goes out for the year basically his junior year, comes back, doesn't look great. So now he's back. This motherfucker is trash. So what are we doing? Like, why are we saying that this is the 15th ranked team in the nation? I don't know. I'm fading them now. I think St. Louis is great. But this is a team that is not going to be ranked in the year. And if they are, it'll come at the end of the year, barely. So in my opinion, man, Colgate is going to play a lot of people close. I just don't think they really get blown out like that. The Penn game was bad, man. That's a really bad loss. Looking at that makes me sick, honestly, but they're the right team to beat them. You can hit some threes, you can beat them for sure. But yeah, 13.5. That seems like a steal. Moving on down, LSU, UT Arlington. If you're laying 19 points with LSU, you're a fucking madman. I'm not an LSU fan. I don't know about you guys, but Jesus Christ, this team is stinky as hell. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, man. I haven't seen some shit like this from a basketball team in a while. I mean, the box score is absolutely crazy for these dudes. They shot 53%, 42% from three in a 3-point win over Wofford. I'll read it again. 28 for 53. That's for 53% from the field. 8 for 19. That's good for 42% from the 3-point line. They got out-rebounded by 4. They had 1 less assist. They had 5 less fouls. Let's go over team stats. They shot more free throws. 11 turnovers, 12 fouls. So this is supposed to be a defensive team. They let Wofford put 75 on them in a good offensive output. They lost to Kansas State. In a game, they only scored 59. So, in my opinion, this LSU team is just trash. And UT Arlington is equally as garbage. So that leaves me with what? What do I do here? I can't believe the day has come where I can say, fuck it, like let's do it. But lay the 19 with LSU, I guess. Like you have to. You don't have a choice. So I guess we just leave that one for a couple of people a little bit greasier than me. That's it. NHL. Only 3 games. Get out of here. Senators, Rangers. I don't want to bet on this. Um, the Rangers are just like mid, but they'll be back. I feel like it's coming in a way. Um, they'll be good soon. As expect or like whatever you're expecting of the New York Rangers year to year, like I feel like you'll get it. Just a weird stretch right now, but I'd like to take the Rangers to win. If you want to take them in regulation or whatever you want, I mean, the the numbers aren't great here. I'll tell you that much. But geez, man, this is gonna be a stinker. They have the over under at 6.5. You could take a shot with the under if you want a Shesterkin comeback game, but I'm like grossed out by this matchup. Honestly, leaving this for us. Uh, I don't know. They just played each other, so I don't want to bet on the Rangers. Uh, I'll just take the under again. It went 3-1 last game. Um, yeah. I mean, maybe it goes over. There's 70 shots in that last game. Preds Islanders. Shit, dude. The under is at 5.5. So I have no goddamn clue in this world what to say to that. Shit, man. The Islanders are good. So even though the Preds are winning games, man, 4-3, 4-3 win over the Devils in overtime is definitely a win and a half. 2-1 over Anaheim. Got 3-0'd at the Detroit Red Wings. I don't know, man. Not a great road team to begin with. So, in all honesty, I might even want to. I'm gonna write that down on the board right next to my only hockey bet. Islanders money line, man. If I can get behind this enough, I don't want to take it in regulation because it seems like every game that uh um Nashville's been in, they've gone to OT. You know what I mean? 4 of the last 5 in OT. So yeah, man. I might even have to hop on this and just say that the Nashville Predators are about to get shut out. They just used up all their good play against the Devils, and they're going to get rolled by the Islanders. That's what I'm going to say right now. 3-1 game. That's what we're getting. Going under Islanders money line. I think I might take it. I don't know yet. This is what I am taking, though. This is the stinkiest matchup of the year. I don't know why. I don't know why the games today just seem so shit, but um, the Winnipeg Jets are about to roll the Columbus Blue Jackets at 6 o'clock. Tune into that if you have nothing in the world to be doing, because this is not going to be an interesting game to watch. I bet this one gets directly to 7 in a 6-1 game or something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being like a 4-2, 5-2. Maybe the Columbus Blue Jackets can put 2 in. Show the Hellbuck. I don't even know if they will. But yeah, the Jets are dominant at home. Great defense against a shitty offense, man. Like an offense that just doesn't get a lot of opportunities. And on top of that, like I don't trust the Columbus Blue Jackets to get and convert power plays. So I don't really see them scoring a lot. So I might even look at taking under the 2.5 for their team total. And I'm actually gonna write that down because that's not a bad bet. I think the low scoring hockey games are rapidly approaching and people are going to be really pissed off when they're overstop hitting. I'm an under better. I love unders, dude. I don't know what it is, but I went from, I feel like everyone likes overs. You want to see more buckets, more goals, more threes, more dunks, more touchdowns, whatever it is. But like, there's something great about watching the clock roll down. And that's just me. And on top of that, I don't know. Hockey's just not this high scoring. I've watched an 8-9 game. That Kraken Kings game was 8-9. I watched yesterday. The Hurricanes scored 3 goals in 60 seconds. So yeah, I mean, that's not a Winnipeg Jets game. Back to my point. We're gonna get good plus money on the 1.5, and we're gonna put a unit on that under 2.5. So I'm thinking I roll in here. I'm gonna put it on the bet slip right now. So my bet slip, basically how I'm betting every day is I write down every game I like. After I go through them, I write right next to it with a pen, bet slip, put a dash under it, and then start a list. And whatever gets written under bet slip is money. It's real. So to recap, yesterday, because I did not get to make a show, I was looking. So the left side of my page, what I was presumably going to take, Vegas money line, the Golden Knights money line, I should say, Canes money line, the Coyotes on the puck line, Kraken money line, Kansas -8, Yukon -8, and that game over 134.5, Creighton +6.5, Delaware -5, and Arizona -6.5. Vegas ended up losing. The Canes won. Coyotes did not cover. The Kraken won. Kansas -8 hit. Yukon -8 hit. The over hit. Creighton +6.5 hit. Delaware -5 lost, and Arizona -6.5 lost. So in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not bad. 6-4. That is gross to me, but whatever. We'll be back. But on the bet slip, I only had Kansas -8 for half a unit, Vegas money line for a unit, Yukon -8 for a unit and a half, Arizona -6.5 for a unit, and then Canes money line for a unit. I ended up going 3-2 on the day, and I brought home over a third of a unit. Is what it is. Nothing special. So if that kind of shows you what I'm doing here, I recommend you do the same. Kind of lays out how much money you're making and losing day to day, how many bets you're taking to win or lose that figure. And if you're a guy like me and you don't like winning a third of a unit when you bet on 5 games, well, that's why you keep betting on 5, 4, 3 games. I don't go above that because what's the point? I can't lock in. You won't know. Like, you got to know what you're doing. So yeah, but back to gambling, man, or back to what I'm doing right here. Jets minus the 1.5. I'm taking this with confidence, and I'm throwing a unit on that only because I'm getting plus money. It's still a puck line, so it's not like the Columbus Blue Jackets are a bunch of kindergartners on skates. These are professional hockey players. Anything can happen. If you're playing a puck line, I don't recommend going too crazy unless you're getting a matchup that you just love. And I do love this matchup, but when you bet with like the Columbus Blue Jackets and shit, gives me less confidence that a team's prepared. The Jets haven't played in a while, so maybe I'll up it to 1.5 units. I'll let you know on Twitter. I'll be putting it in right after this. So if I get up to there, I got commenced. And then we're going Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets team total under 2.5. And I'll throw a unit there most likely. Yeah, with those team totals, they are tricky because they mirror the game. Like, how's the game going? But it's like, if I'm putting a unit on a puck line, that means that I'm damn confident, just like Vegas is. But I mean, Vegas has it at -200, right? So I'm damn confident that the Jets win the game. And if the Jets win, there's not more than 4 goals scored on each side. And just with the form of the Blue Jackets, that's not. I'm looking at them barely getting to 3 at best. So I get good. If I get good odds on it. Like, that's the thought process. But the other bet, we're gonna go ahead and lock this in for a unit. NC State. I have it on my board at 10. I buy a half a point on everything, so I'm getting 9.5 here, and I'm going a unit. So let's see. Just I like coordinating times because I'm only gonna bet on one or two more things maximum because right now I only have 2 games but 3 bets. My thing is like if I can't watch it, I don't want to bet on it. Um, I think that's something underrated, like knowing why you lost. Like what made you lose? What was it the problem? Like, can you not like understand that? Like you just lost a bet and you're just gonna complain? Like you're not even gonna look into like why is my money gone? That's just a losing mindset. So I like looking, man. I have to be able to watch. So we have this Jets game going on at 6. So this is at 6 and at we're going to state. We'll be watching state at 5. So this one's at 5. Cool. So I'd be willing to oh my god, I didn't even talk about Maryland. Yeah, so this Maryland matchup, I was excited to talk about this. So I'm surprised I forgot. Maryland's -1.5 against Illinois at home. Some of you are like, why the hell is Maryland favored? Sharp pick things. Maryland's going to win this game, unfortunately, for Illinois. Illinois can't hold on to the ball. And that may work in quick game environments where it's neutral floor, so it's like there's mistakes on both sides. I think that Maryland's a wagon and a good team. So I think this line is basically the home team gets points, right? And I think the home team is going to win here. Neither team's been on the road, so I'd rather just have the home team. Oh no, Maryland went to Louisville, so I'm lying. Maryland's been in hostile environments, and now they're getting rest. They're getting support from their new fan section. Hopefully, some people are showing up to see the 22nd ranked undefeated Maryland basketball team play. I really hope so because that'd be good for the school. These are the exact same teams to me, except Maryland's better coached at the moment. Or not better coached, but better disciplined. They've been together. They have better glue. So at this point in the season, if this was 2 weeks later, I might even be taking to Illinois. But as of today, I like Maryland. I am in this bubble of is this a 0.5? Is this a half unit type of thing where it's like they're still playing Illinois and you have to be careful? I don't really know that I'm there yet. I don't know that I'm even able to tell myself like they're playing Illinois. I think the games against UCLA and UVA, that's tournaments. Like that's tournaments, that's the same as this thing. So I think a lot of people expected UVA to lose that game, whether they want to admit it or not. I think everyone wants to shit on UVA, but I don't want to be on the road team here. So I keep getting back to that. I don't want to be on the road team here. And Maryland got a point guard, which is kind of cool for them. Dante Scott, Jacob Reese, Hakeem Hart is a great 4. It's a great 4. As for the rest of the roster, I'm not sure what their role is going to be with the team. It looks like there's a solid 6th man giving them. That's the thing, It's like who are these guys? Like who's coming off the bench for them? Because then you go over to this bench for Illinois. I mean, this is what makes it a half. Like when you're Illinois, you have Dane Danger coming off the bench, Jay Neps coming off the bench. So I don't know. I think they got guys to guard Dane Danger, right? You think like I don't think Jacob Reese and Dante Scott are going to get bullied or anything. Dante Scott standing at 6'8", Jacob Reese at 6'9". And then Patrick Emilian is 6'7". So yeah, not great size matchups here. But I also wonder, like, with Coleman Hawkins playing, that seems like a good matchup. if Coleman Hawkins is their starting center, that seems like a phenomenal matchup. The problem is when Dane Danger comes in, because Dane Danger you might have forgotten about because how is he supposed to play uh against Syracuse? They play his own. Like he didn't need to be in. So Coleman Hawkins played 30 games and had a triple double, but now you're putting Coleman Hawkins on Dante Scott. So give me Maryland, man. Give me him a half a unit. Maryland money line. I'm just taking the money line. I'm taking the money line, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 0.5. I'm gonna do it half a unit because I still think Illinois is nasty. So that's all I got. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna watch NC State. Run numbers. Kind of. I don't know. I just. Yeah, I'll look more, but as of right now, Jets minus the 1.5 on the puck line. Blue Jackets get steamrolled and put up less than 3 goals for a unit. NC State minus the 9.5 for a whole unit, and Maryland money line for half a unit. Hopefully it's a good day. Been having a good week. Been a little bit less accurate than I would like to be. Still up a couple units on the week, so yeah, we'll see how today goes. Kind of a make or break day, right? Friday. Going into the weekend down is ugly, so hope for some wins. And I'm out of here. Yeah, that's all I got for you.